Hello. All right, let me just make this a bit smaller so you can actually see the chart. Great. So today, just doing a quick update on where we now are and with Bitcoin and just crypto overall. Because obviously the moves that we've been seeing in crypto, especially with Bitcoin, have been looking more and more positive, right? We now finally have touched the $40,000 dollar mark for the first time in, I mean, quite some time since back here. And as I mentioned before in the last video that I did about kind of updating where we are on the market with Bitcoin, um, I was mentioning how this rise up or this ascent towards the 40,000 mark definitely looks a lot more positive than what we previously saw. The volume is significantly higher and, you know, stronger than what we've seen during this like really like clear like lack of volume summer lull period where there just wasn't much action really happening, if we're going to be completely frank, just a pure sideways market. So the volume's picked up, looks really good. And also it was really positive to just see this kind of, now I'm on the 4 hour chart, very positive to kind of see the stepping pattern here, right? Where we kind of consolidated here, then rose up, consolidated here, rose up. Now we're consolidating here again. And now um, as the general trend starts picking up momentum, right? We're getting kind of these sharper push uptrends or push-ups, right? When it comes to price generally, right? And now we're retesting this top level mark of around $41,000, which was the previous relative high back in the initial upswing or bull trend before we had that kind of correction and then Elon came into the market. So um, I guess the key question really now is what am I really trying to do now that we're at this current point in time? Well, the first thing is that I'm not going to jump ahead to conclusions and say straight away that we're in a bull market now. Um, I refuse to say that or like we're back in a bullish kind of uptrend only until we actually consolidate above the 41,000 dollar mark. And what I mean by consolidate isn't that we kind of get like that, like kind of sideways price action above it. No, because often with crypto, you don't actually get that. You don't get those really nice technical patterns, but often just when people see price breaking past a key barrier, a key bullish barrier, price just tends to shoot up and then maybe you'll get like a more stark kind of pullback before it continues to go up more like that, right? Very kind of similar to what we saw here, like up, then another pullback here, something like that. um, we tend to get that kind of price action a lot more, not this kind of like initial stepping pattern that we saw on the 4 hour chart here. So yeah, but I would still like to see a few days, right? Right now I'm on the 4 hour chart, but if we go back to the day chart, I would like to see a few actual closes above this so that we can kind of confirm that this isn't just kind of like a fake out and like a bull trap, okay? Because we do have to realize that again, um, when price just starts moving up like this, and we've had basically now over a week's worth of bullish price action, um, price just can't keep going up like this forever. It doesn't matter what kind of market it is. Like the price is just not going to go up like this. Okay, that just does not happen. Although in crypto sometimes it looks like that, but even then you still have red days mixed in there. And we've just had, really green days only for basically like 8 days now. So um, yeah, I mean, I would still really like to see us again consolidate more up here first before I can really say, okay, yeah, now I'm a lot more bullish. And so that's going to be the first thing, right? Don't jump ahead to conclusions. I know it's really easy now to just start like having a party, looking at price action like this. But honestly, I would feel a lot more happy if we get rejected at 41,000 again, but we make a lower high, like at around 36,000, maybe coinciding with the 50-day, or even just making a lower high at the $34,000 price range, which has acted as support and resistance before. That would actually make me feel personally more confident, um, because then we can it's kind of like a much more stable style of uptrend where instead of like kind of an uptrend where it's just like boom and then like you get also really really stark pullback. I wouldn't want to see that either, but hey, this is crypto, so We know how things go. Either way, what am I planning to do? I haven't really been bullish at Bitcoin, even at a $30,000 price. I would have personally started to get a lot more bullish or get a lot more interested in buying a position in Bitcoin if we were starting to get towards 25,000 or 20,000. I just felt, for me personally, let's say if you're aiming for a target of 100 to $150,000 Bitcoin, in the future, at 40,000, you're basically only about 1.5xing your money if you hit 100,000. And that, for me, in terms of crypto, doesn't feel like a good enough return. So, however, with Bitcoin going like this, again, typically what we see in most cryptocurrency bull runs is that when price starts going bullish, Bitcoin will start leading the way first before a lot of the money and the profits that have been made in Bitcoin then start shifting towards more large cap altcoins like Ethereum or Cardano, whatever it may be. So when Cardano and ETH, right, are kind of not making nearly as much of a strong movement as, for example, Bitcoin really is right now here. This is quite a strong move in Bitcoin. And if you actually looked at the Bitcoin to ETH charts and so forth, I'm sure you're going to be basically not making as much money if you're invested in ETH versus Bitcoin right now, right? Um, Maybe it seems like investing in ETH or like a large cap altcoin isn't the right play, but for me personally, I think now this is really also getting even more interesting of a time to start dollar cost averaging in. I was already starting to dollar cost average into ETH when we were getting at the $2,000 and below mark, but now when I'm also seeing Bitcoin move like this, if we really do get that consolidation above here, um, and then start heading further up towards like the $52,000 mark, and which was previous, resistance around here and all that. If we start getting back to those price levels, then for sure, sooner or later, ETH is going to follow. And when ETH does follow, it tends to follow a lot in a lot more strong of a fashion, meaning that it will just start really, really going, as we saw with ETH, right? Back here and kind of basically since like March all the way till the middle of May, right? That really followed that kind of huge descent from Bitcoin, which Bitcoin really experienced back in kind of December all the way up to March, right? Bitcoin had that huge, huge uptrend, right? From actually not really December, let's say more like, well, starting from December, but the second run up here from about the middle of Jan, let's say end of Jan, all the way up to kind of March, April, right? So these things tend to follow in succession. Okay, so I really think right now the move, provided that you're going to continue to be bullish on Bitcoin price breaking through 41,000, consolidating, and then further continuing upwards, I really think the move is actually to start investing in ETH. I think the returns will be greater, and you're going to see basically a better risk to reward ratio. And that's really what all crypto is about, because crypto is risky. We all know it. I don't have to rehash the same bullshit over and over. But crypto is risky. So you want to make sure you have strong risk to rewards. And I still believe that ETH at this price offers a much, much better risk to reward than Bitcoin, especially when Bitcoin is now back at $40,000. Okay. So that would be my personal suggestion. But you ultimately need to do your own research and basically invest into the project that you really believe has the best long-term, both kind of future in terms of a project standpoint and actually being adopted, as well as a risk to reward ratio standpoint. Okay. So anyways, that was a quick update. I'm going to try and do quick updates like this about Bitcoin and just the overall cryptocurrency market. Um, I'll try and do almost every day, but let's see, every other day at least. Okay. Just trying to do more regular videos. Um, and let me know what you think. Leave a comment, give a like. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you soon.